ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ? ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? So last class, what were we seeing? We started with conjunctions. And that too, we had learned much about coordinating conjunctions. ಯಾವ್ದೆಲ್ಲ coordinating conjunctions ಆಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? What are all the coordinating conjunctions that we use? Yes, good evening. What are all the words that we use, children, as coordinating conjunctions? When do we use these coordinating conjunctions? When there are two independent clauses. When there are two independent clauses and it gives independent meaning by itself. That is, it is having a minimum of one subject and a predicate. Also, it gives us a complete meaning. Then we call it as an independent clause. Correct? So, what were the coordinating conjunctions? I told you need to remember. A mnemonic word that I had given. Do you remember it? ಅದರ ಹೆಸರು ನೆನಪಿದೆಯಾ ನಿಮಗೆ? ನಾನು ನ್ಯೂಮೋನಿಕ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಈ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನ್ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ಎಸ್, ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ರೈಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಾಯ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ನೆಮೋನಿಕ್ ವರ್ಡ್. ನೆಮೋನಿಕ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಬಹುದು. ಫಾರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ನಾಟ್, ಬಟ್, ಆರ್, ಯೆಟ್, ಸೋ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? For and not, but, or, yet. So, you are giving out the reason, not only one thing, but also another one. Not only this, but another one also. In the sense, in a negative manner. But one thing happened, another couldn't happen. You are giving out the reason. One is positive, another one is negative. Two options are given to us. At that point of time, we use or. Yet, one thing that had to happen, but it didn't happen yet. So, you're trying to come into a conclusion why an action happened. For and not, but, or, yet, so. This is the mnemonic word to remember coordinating conjunctions. These are all the coordinating conjunctions that we use, and it is used only when there are two independent clauses. That is, it is giving independent meaning by itself. One is not dependent upon the another sentence. Okay? I went to the park. ನಾನು ಪಾರ್ಕ್ಗೆ ಹೋದೆ and played with my friends. ಹೋಗಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಗೆಳೆಯರ ಜೊತೆ ಆಟ ಆಡಿದೆ. Played with my friends. Also, I had told when there are two independent clauses, before we write this coordinating conjunction, we need to place this comma. Not for short sentence, short words. I ate samosa and biscuit. ನಾನು ಬಿಸ್ಕೆಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಮೋಸಾ ತಿಂದೆ ಅಂತಹ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಮಾನ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Only when there are two independent clauses, two sentences. Before the second sentence begins, we write this coordinating conjunction, and before this conjunction, we have to place this comma. ಮರಿಲೇಬಾರದು. ಆಯ್ತಾ? Played with my friends. I played with my friends. I went to the park. These are two independent sentences. So how am I joining it? How am I connecting these two sentences? You go to the park, another thing is happening. That is the reason you are placing this conjunction and. So this is the thing that we had learned. Next we are going to move on. Next we are going to see subordinating conjunctions. Next ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ? Subordinating conjunctions ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. Subordinating conjunctions. So what do we understand from the subordinating conjunctions? There aren't going to be two independent clauses. One is going to be independent, another is going to be dependent. Either of them can appear in the beginning. First dependent clause ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ independent clause ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲದೆ first independent clause ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ dependent clause ಇರುತ್ತೆ. What is this independent clause? What is this dependent clause? This dependent clause and independent clause both will be having subject and verb. Subject ಇರುತ್ತೆ, verb ಇರುತ್ತೆ. That is, subject also be there, predicate will also be there. But this independent clause will give me complete meaning. It is not going to be dependent upon another sentence. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು sentence ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಅರ್ಧನೇ ಇರತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅದದ್ದು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. We don't tend to understand the meaning completely. We require a support of another sentence, like how we are dependent on our parents, right? We are dependent upon our parents, right? They only they are taking care of us, they are sending us to school, correct? We are dependent on them. Parents are independent, correct? So we are totally dependent on them. For you to remember what is dependent and independent, I'm quoting this situation. So you are telling, ma'am, there is a subject and verb. Then why it is to be categorized as dependent clause? It doesn't give complete meaning. Complete meaning ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೀತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಯಾಕೆ ಬರೀತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಬರ್ದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ I'm going to strike it out. It is not going to give me complete meaning. It is dependent on this independent clause. Independent clause ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. Since she left early, ಅವಳು ಬೇಗ ಹೊರಡಿದ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ, although it was raining, ಮಳೆ ಬೀಳ್ತಿದ್ರು ಸಹ, when I was young, ನಾನು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ವಯಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ಈ ತರ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಪೂರ್ತಿಯಾಗಿರೋ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಶಿ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಅರ್ಲಿ, ಅವಳು ಬೇಗ ಹೋಗಿದ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ, ಮಳೆ ಬೀಳ್ತಿದ್ರು ಸಹ, ನಾನ್ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ವಯಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ. ಈ ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಪದಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮೆತ್ತಗ್ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಇವಾಗ ತನಕ ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ದಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್. Why am I categorizing it as dependent clause? Because it is having subject and a verb, but it is not giving me complete meaning. ಪೂರ್ತಿಯಾಗಿರೋ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ನಮ್ಗದು ಕೊಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. It is not giving me a complete meaning. Although it was raining, when I was young, ಚಿಕ್ಕ ವಯಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ? ನಾನು ದಿನ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ಐ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ. ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, ಬಿಡದೆ ತಪ್ಪದೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. Although it was raining, I played with my friends. I can say I catch the train. ನಾನು ಟ್ರೈನ್ ನ ಹಿಡಿದೆ. But it is requiring another sentence for this sentence to get a complete meaning. But the sentence, is it having another sentence? No. It is half complete. It is totally dependent upon this independent clause. So these sentences are categorized as independent clause. The sentence that gives me complete meaning, having a subject and predicate, minimum of one subject and predicate, and not dependent on other sentence, is independent clause. I am joining this independent and dependent clause using a conjunction, and that conjunction is to be called as subordinating conjunctions. Okay, we'll understand this independent and dependent clause together with activity. Then together with subordinating conjunctions, we'll try to join them. Okay, you are going to do. Okay, I'm not going to help when we are joining these sentences. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಡ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬೋತ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. Because she was late. Do we begin a sentence because she was late? No, it isn't correct. We don't begin sentence using this word because in the beginning of the sentence itself we don't use this word because. Okay. If you have to succeed in life, ನೀವು ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೆಲ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? ಕಠಿಣವಾಗಿ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ವರ್ಕ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ದಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವ್ಲಿ. ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ರೈನ್ಸ್ ಟುಮಾರೋ, ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ನಾಳೆ ಮಳೆ ಬಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಟುಮಾರೋ. ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ರೈನ್ಸ್ ಟುಮಾರೋ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋ ಟು ದಿ ಬೀಚ್. ನಾನು ನಾಳೆ ಬೀಚ್ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ವೆನ್ ಐ ರೀಚ್ ಹೋಮ್, ನಾನು ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ? ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಆಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಯೋರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ವೆನ್ ಐ ರೀಚ್ ಹೋಮ್, I will complete my work. I'll complete my homework. As she was very hungry, she ate 10 biscuits. She ate 10 biscuits ಅನ್ನೋ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವಳು ಹಶುವಾಗಿರೋ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. This sentence alone is a dependent clause. So what is this dependent clause then? Group of words that include subject and a verb but does not express a complete thought. It is to be called as a dependent clause. ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯೋದು. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಸೊ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಾವು ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ independent clause ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ. We have already learnt about this coordinating conjunctions, and while learning this coordinating conjunctions only we learnt about independent clause. So that is pretty much clear to you. Correct? So we'll be now seeing how we are going to join independent and dependent clause. Okay? So here, what is going to be there is there is going to be a dependent clause, independent clause, and combining these two clauses, we are going to frame the sentence. But you need to identify and let me know under which header I will be placing it. ನಾನು ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬಿಡೋಣ. ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇರೋ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ನನಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳಿ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? First, identify the dependent clause sentences and let me know. Dependent clause. It's half complete, not giving a complete information. First, shall I start for you? ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ. Any other sentence that is having a dependent clause this manner? Come on, students, let me know these sentences that is in the dependent clause. After the rain stops, ಮಳೆ ನಿಂತಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ? Is it complete? No. Although it was raining, ಮಳೆ ಬೀಳ್ತಿದ್ರು ಸಹ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? As soon as we finish the project, project na ಮುಗಿಸಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣನೇ, as soon as we finish project, what am I going to do? I'm going to get another project. I'm going to celebrate. ನಾನು ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಈ 4 ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಇದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೋಟಲಿ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್ ಅದರ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಹಿಯರ್, Let's start the meeting. ಮಳೆ ನಿಂತಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅವನು ಹೊರಡ್ತಾನೆ. He will leave. He will leave after the rain stops. Although it was raining, we decided to go to the park. As soon as we finish the project, we will take a break. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತು ನಾವು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. So the first half of the sentence, the dependent clause sentences are these four. Pertaining to the dependent clause, we have chosen the independent clause. Combining these two, that is dependent and independent, shall we frame the sentence? Since you are here, let's start the meeting. ನೀನಿರೋ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನೀವು ನೀನು ಈ ಎರಡೂ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಸಿಂಗುಲರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ಲೂರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಬಳಸ್ಬೋದು. After we write the dependent clause, children please listen carefully. Soon after we write the dependent clause, we need to place a comma. Okay, then only independent clause would be written. If at all the sentence is beginning with independent clause and then we are writing dependent clause, no need to write the comma. First ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನಾವು ಬರೀತಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಖಂಡಿತ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮಾನ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕಮ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದೆನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಲೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ದ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್. He will leave after the rain stops. So he will leave is independent sentence. After the rain stops is dependent sentence. So first which sentence is appearing? Independent is appearing. Although it was raining, we decided to go to the park. We will take a break as soon as we finish the project. The first and third sentence has dependent clause in the beginning. Second and fourth sentence has independent clause in the beginning, then dependent clause has been mentioned. So that is the reason comma isn't placed in second and fourth sentences. First and third, as dependent clause is in the beginning, we place a comma. Shall we check? Exactly. We have identified dependent and independent clauses. Combining these two, we have also framed the sentences. Idna bartitಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. But all find it helpful. I'm giving you waiting for a minute time. Okay. Made a note of it. Should we proceed? Okay, I will definitely wait for 2 minutes. The dependent clause alone, if we write, even if it is having subject and a verb, it isn't giving a complete meaning. The word although, since, after, as soon as, all these are subordinating conjunctions. Okay. It is having subject and a verb, not giving a complete meaning. In independent clause, if you see, it is having a subject and a verb, but giving a complete meaning. It is not dependent on the other sentence. So combining these two, we wrote the third one. Although it was raining, we decided to go to the park. So as the sentence is beginning with the subordinating conjunction, or if we say if dependent clause is written in the beginning, we place a comma. We can say the sentence like this as well. We decided to go to the park although it was raining. ಹಾಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅದು ಸರಿನೇ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಾವು ಕಮಾನ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟೇ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬರ್ದಿರೋ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ಕಮಾನ್ ಬರ್ದಿರೋದು. If we are writing, we decided to go to the park in the first, as first half of the sentence, then write although it was raining, then we wouldn't have placed comma. Since the sentence is beginning with a dependent clause, we are placing the comma. Soon after you complete, please let me know. Okay, I will wait. As students are making note of it, I am waiting. Okay. Hope that you have written it. Okay. Now we are going to see only sentences wherein we are going to combine using subordinating conjunctions. Okay. Now we identify dependent and independent. Combine these two sentences. Correct. Now what we are going to do, two sentences will be given, but we are going to place only the subordinating conjunctions. We are going to see what are all the subordinating conjunctions. Although, since, as soon as. Okay. Dash you had left. Please don't disturb me. Dash I am leaving. Please don't disturb me before I am leaving, although I am leaving, while I am leaving. ನಾನು ಹೊರಡ್ತಿರುವಾಗ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. ಹೋಗೋಕ್ ಮುಂಚೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವ. ಹೊರಡೋ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. ವೈಲ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ವೈಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡು ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಡ್ಯಾಶ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹರಿ, ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲೇಟ್. ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ನೀವು ಜಲ್ದಿ ಜಲ್ದಿ ಹೊರಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಲೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲೇಟ್. Since, while, if. What is the subordinating conjunction that we have used? If. Perfect. Thank you, KRCRS, Pujendra Institute. Thank you so much. If you don't hurry, we will be late. Dash, you take decision. Just take a second opinion. ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರ್ಣಯ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿನ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ಕೇಳಿ. ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಅ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್. ಡೆಸಿಷನ್ ತೆಗ್ದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವ, ತೆಗಿಯೋಕ್ ಮುಂಚೆ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವ? ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ವೆದರ್. ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ subordinating conjunction? After you take decision, just take a second opinion. Before you take a decision, take a second opinion. Whether you take a decision, ನೀವು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಹೇಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದು? ಡೆಸಿಷನ್ ತೆಗಿಯೋಕ್ ಮುಂಚೆ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವ, ತೆಗ್ದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವ? Before you take decision, take a second opinion. So before is the subordinating conjunction over here. Dash, it rained all day. We've enjoyed the football match. Whether it rained all day, we enjoyed football match. Although it rained all day, we enjoyed football match. When it rained all day, ಮಳೆ ಬಿದ್ದಾಗ ನಾವು ಫುಟ್ಬಾಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ನ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಮಳೆ ಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ರು ಸಹ ನಾವು ಫುಟ್ಬಾಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ನ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು ನಾವು ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. Which option is right, students? Which we have to choose as a subordinating conjunction over here? Idre. Is it a doubtful one? B. Although. Correct. Dash, she was late. The teacher. Dash, you had left. I got a call from Bharat. ನೀನ್ ಹೊರಟ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನನ್ಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಒಂದು ಬಂತು ಭರತ್ ಇಂದ. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್, ಐ ಗಾಟ್ ಅ ಕಾಲ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಭರತ್. ಹೋದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ. ಸೂಪರ್. Please don't disturb me while I'm leaving. Exactly. This we already understood. Since few questions weren't much visible, I changed the template. Dash, you don't hurry. We will be late. If you don't hurry, we will be late. Correct. Dash, you take decision, take a second opinion before, as you understood, as you told me before correctly. Dash, it rained all day, we enjoyed the football match. Although, exactly, students, thank you so much. Great response. Dash, she was late, the teacher didn't write her absent. ಅವಳು ಲೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಿದ್ರು ಸಹ ಟೀಚರ್ ಅವಳನ್ನ ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೀಲಿಲ್ಲ. ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್? ಸರಿ, ಆಲ್ದೋನಾ? ಎ. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್. The boy cried, dash, he hurt his knee. The boy cried because he hurt his knee. ಇದೇ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸು ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬಂದಿರತ್ತೆ? ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಗೆಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ನೋ? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ರೀಸನ್ ಕೊಡೋ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಯಾವುದು? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರಿಬೋದಿತ್ತು? ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ನೋ. I already told while I wrote fan boys, this particular conjunction gives us the reason why an event happened. Why an event happened. Which conjunction we use? Exactly, we use for over there. The boy cried for he hurt his knee. Illi because ಅನ್ನೋದು subordinating conjunction. ಆಯ್ತಾ? I am telling this because you need to be clear enough whether the given option is a subordinating conjunction or coordinating conjunction. If you are asked, so let us know which is the appropriate coordinating conjunction or subordinating conjunction, you should be able to say depending upon the sentence. Okay. You want to make note of these sentences? ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀರಾ? Okay, fine. So was the concept subordinating conjunctions clear enough to all students? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಸರಿಗೆ? ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಅದನ್ನ ಎರಡನ್ನು ಒಂದ್ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಸಬಾರ್ಡಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? If it is clear, let me know. Also, if there are any suggestions that I need to take, you may please let me know. Fine. Thinking that the session was clear and students have understood, I shall end the session over here. Okay. Thank you so much, students, teachers, and coordinators. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Vidyashakti.